Welcome back. And now for our next presentation, we invite Tim Stevens from the Roadshow by CNET back to the stage.
Hello, it's me again. We were just talking about disruption in the companies and products that we love that are disrupting the industry. And certainly among those companies that are disrupting the industry, Volvo's got to be near the top of the pack. It's a storied brand, a brand that is globally recognized, but yet they're changing up everything from in-car technology, ADAS systems, and even how you get a car in your driveway. We have a lot of respect for Volvo. We certainly have a lot of respect for the man that you're about to see. SVP of America's President and CEO of Volvo Car USA, Anders Gustafsson. Anders, come on up. Thank you, Anders.
So, wow. Can you stand up a little bit, all of you? Can you do that? Stand up. Thank you so much. Last session of the day. I've been practicing the whole day, so you should show me some respect and shake a little bit. So if you use your iPhone, just so you know, it's going to glow up, so going to see your double cheeks. So sit down, please. See if I can energize you a little bit. Okay, my name is Anders Gustafsson. I'm responsible for Volvo Cars in Americas. I've been working for Volvo my whole life, really my whole life. I've been the CEO of Hertz 15 years, so I know that part of the business, and Hertz is owned and controlled by Volvo in Sweden, where I'm from. So last year, I know that my boss, Mr. Samuelsson, he received that award, Disruptor of the Year. And we have been extremely lucky and successful. So we have a lot of awards. And I know that that award is really located just outside his office. He's extremely proud of that award. And I think my responsibility today is not to talk about the future in that sense. I decided after I walked around here today that I will talk about how it is to implement something that is decided, I would say, 18 months ago, and how you can implement a very disruptive idea extremely fast. You know, we are absolutely not the biggest car company in the world. We are very, very good. As you know, we have been nominated just today, twice. Last year, I was standing here on the stage, and I took care of the award for the XC60 Car of the Year. So today I'm going to talk about how we try to handle this industry and how we have implemented something we call Care by Volvo. And Care by Volvo is our Volvo Cars subscription, not a strategy. It's implemented, but 18 months ago it was a strategy. And before that, I would like to give you some kind of a KPIs, because if you should go into this subscription world, you need to have control of some basics. First of all, it's good to have growth. We have had tremendous growth, over 20%. And also, you shouldn't use subscription as an alibi for not reaching your target. To have a 20% growth at the same time, you spend less incentives. That is quite an achievement. I normally say the last stupid sales director is not born yet, when you calculate volumes and so on. And we have decided to do something different. I think that is the recipe for a successful subscription structure. We don't work with subscription from hourly or daily or weekly, or that you can change the car every week or every weekend. I've been working in that industry 15 years. We work with a different kind of approach that I would like to present to you today. The whole industry is changing very, very, very fast, as you know. It's a lot of rumors, a lot of headlines that sometimes can mess around with my heartburn or my cholesterol level or my blood pressure. But I have learned that we are not very fast. We are quite slow, I would like to say. So the implementation of Care by Volvo has been extremely, I would say, time-consuming 2018. And the reason, of course, is because customers, they show a huge interest into this subscription culture, but also we need to get our dealers on board. Our dealers, they need to understand why we do this, and they need to understand Volvo Cars' strategy, that the strategy is supposed to support our growth, and we should grow together. We have also learned that if we are behind, and if you're a small manufacturer, you are really, really much behind. Therefore, we will utilize, and we have utilized our size to be extremely fast. Kebab Volvo is not a pilot in Pittsburgh. It is a national subscription structure all over US. And that is quite unique. And I would say, just to understand, as a Swede, the different rules and regulation in every state has been quite demanding, I would say. We have learned because we have really no one to copy. So every month we learn something new about what is right and wrong and how you can do this. And also in the middle of this, you need to make sure that the dealers, they trust our approach. And that has been one of the biggest opportunities, to really make sure that everyone understands that we do this together, and we need to find a solution to attract new customers into our brand. Before that, I will go through Volvo Cars situation. Here behind me, you see, of course, that if you are not fast enough, you see the problems that you can get into. And I think all of you agrees that if you're not standing on your toes, something can happen. What I would like to talk about is really what's happening with our dealers' profitability in this industry right now. It's a highly, highly competitive industry. And as you know, based on demand, based on production, and what we are working with, it is tough. This is our current situation based on how our profitability is between our 300 retailers in US. And this is really it's not like that they're not profitable, but they are below and over average. So to work with this, you need to have a plan, because if we don't make money, our dealers will absolutely not attract the best people. They will absolutely not attract and be willing to invest in our brand in a good way. And that is really what concerns me, and that's the reason why, one of the reasons why we took a decision to work with subscription as a disruptor in the industry. It has been extremely successful. You're going to see that in a few minutes when I explain the result. But first of all, I would like to take you down to earth. This is how it is to run a car manufacturer. This is how it is to run our sales company, and it's also how you run a dealership. And I think all of you know this. You know that loyalty is everything for us. It's very, very costly to attract new customers. So of course, you need to take care of the customers that you have today. At the same time, you need to stick out. And when we see the value chain here, if you take Volvo Cars situation, we took a decision to go for subscription. We have a great loyalty, as you know, because some of you are probably competitors. It's higher than average in the industry. You also know that one of our problems in the industry is to take care of the used car after 3 or 4 years. After 5, 6 years, the car goes somewhere else. And also we know, based on maintenance, that when the warranty is over, 4 or 5 years, the loyalty goes down. So the whole idea with subscription is, of course, to save time. It's, of course, to come with something that is better and different into the market. But from my point of view, it's really to make sure that the money stays in the family and that the loyalty is getting improved, because that is going to help us. I run an operation with 20% growth. Next year, we're going to grow double-digit again. And I can, of course, not spend 40% more marketing money. I can, of course, not hire 40% more colleagues. I need to do it in a smarter way. And that is the same for all of us. So the approach from our side is, of course, to attract new customers. And you're going to see that we have done that. But also, the most important thing is to make sure that the customers stay in our family. And we work with the things that we can take care of. You saw in my first slide, when I really show Volvo Cars' electrification strategy. And all of us know that electrification, it's the future. That is our plan. We have decided to aim for that direction. At the same time, we know that the income for customer service and so on goes down approximately 30%. We sell more tires, we know that, but the overall revenue stream into our partnership in our own company goes down. So we need to work with these new solutions so we can make sure that the customers stays in our family. I have a retail background, and I know that to run a retailer is very, very tough to get all the departments to work together. And that is the same for a manufacturer. Every department works with their KPI, customer service, after sales, and so on. They have their sunshine days, sales they celebrate in the end of the month, and so on, and so on, and so on. To have a successful change of a company, you need to change that. And I think all of you know that, but it's very, very tough. But our view on loyalty is really based on that we don't go into every specific department. It's the sum of all the decisions that we take. And some of our friends, they need to give, otherwise they will not receive. So it's not that you can just focus on customer service and make sure that you earn all your money there. You need to give up something. So our findings after 1 year of subscription is, of course, that the income and the profitability the first year is absolutely nothing that is kind of a support my profitability, but it supports the overall business equation of our company. So the second year is by far much better, third year much better, and that is why this is so important for us, and we have decided that this is going to be one of our major focus areas in the future. If we take a look at what we think is very, very important, it's absolutely not that it's different departments. It's that we need to evaluate the customer as one customer, and we need to make sure that we can save time. Not from our point of view, but from the customer's point of view. The only thing that the customer cannot get back is time. And to buy a car or visit our workshops, it's, of course, is pleasant, but I think you can spend the time more wisely. And that is also combined in our approach around this, that it should be a kind of a relationship that helps our customer to save time. And this is the way we implement it, and this is the way we work. It's not a separate department, it's not a separate project. This is just one offer out of many offers in our portfolio. Of course, we have lease and so on, but this is the story and the culture that we try to implement. And as you have seen, it has been quite successful, and we are very, very proud of it. And now when we launch the S60, we have already launched it, but the new campaign starts in 1 week, and the whole approach is related to Care by Volvo. So why is this so kind of a lot of interest around subscription? And I would say, you see behind me what sticks out. It's very, very clear that the customer really likes to do this online. I'm going to show you some figures that really, really sticks out, and I would say confuse me in one way or another, because we could never plan for this kind of a volume. We could never plan for the demand, and we could never plan for the questions that we have received. When we show this to our partners, they could be sometimes, I would say, loud discussions if we see our retailers as a problem. And I would say absolutely not. Without our retailers, we could never deliver the volumes, and they are really doing the job for us. But this is a very, very good thing for all of us, because the customers, they want easy access. They don't want to go into this discussion, especially if we take some of our new customers that is involved in our new family. So facts. This is really the result after 1 year. 46% of our customers, they are under 35. I don't know if you know Volvo, but normally our customers are 10 years older. Now we go through a transformation of the company, so we see different age development on every car line, because the XC90 that we launched 1 year ago, that car is 3.5 years old. So I would say I have the easiest job in the industry, because all the milk and fruit is brand new. But just to attract these young customers helps us, because Volvo cars, we call it Happy Meal customers. We need to introduce new customers into our family, and if you remember the value chain, we need to have the young customers, our loyal customers, and so on and so on. And the used car is normally the welcome story to our new customers. And here we have a different offer and a different structure. What also sticks out is the phone and the tablet. 50% of the orders went through a phone, or iPhone or Android. And that was not in our plans. So now after 15 months, we have changed the whole setup. We have our own Volvo Care system. 60 people are working at our call center 24/7 in Rockley, close to me and close to the management team, so we can listen to the questions from the customers. Because we received a lot of questions in the beginning. What is the difference between a subscription and a lease? Is this really true that I can change car after 12 months, and so on and so on and so on? And the most important thing is that 92% of the customers, they are new to Volvo. Of course, XC40 is a great car. And of course, this is a segment that we didn't work with before, so you can take it down to 50% are new to Volvo. And I would say, I'm quite happy for that too. So, in a few minutes, I'm going to receive some questions, probably, about the situation, how you can implement something that is so different to the market. Especially in US, where a disruptor around this area can be very, 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 I would say, sometimes it's tough to have my job because I spend so much time to explain this. But we take steps in the right direction, and the conclusion after 1 year is really that we need to do this together, but it needs to be a national program. Otherwise, it's just a different local offer. And that is really what the customer doesn't want, really. They would like to have something that is extremely transparent and simple. And that is really what Care by Volvo is about. And also, I would say I'm very happy that we have a supportive dealer group. And the most important thing is that they need to remember this. I need to think about this. We cannot handle the industry in the same way. We need to be fast. And that is very, very, very tough. Speed can never compensate wrong direction. But if we have the same view of the future, we can run quite fast. And that is really what we have done with Care by Volvo. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, I will be asking you some questions about this and various other things, and I can't help but wish I'd worn a different color suit if I'd known these chairs would be this color blue, but hopefully you don't mind the clashing a little bit. So we just learned a lot about Care by Volvo, and indeed, I want to talk to you a little bit more about Care by Volvo. We're about a year into the program, give or take. Have you been surprised by the level of interest and the amount of success that this has had? Because it didn't take very long for it to sell out the first year allocation, right?
No, and I would say, of course, I receive invitation to have speeches and talk about this, but a majority of the invitation is really related to this. So in that way, it works. No, it has been a very, very stressful year. I have learned a lot. I learned a lot about franchise laws and trust and how important it is to have the dealers behind you, so they need to understand this.
Yep.
That's really the result.
And the level of interest as well from younger buyers, I think, is quite interesting, because that actually interestingly correlates a lot with the type of readers that we see reading these articles as well. We've been really surprised, actually, at the level of interest from our audience in terms of these things as well. And do you think that that points towards as much the convenience side of things, or is it really more about the car itself?
I think it's probably 50-50. I said that 92% are new to our brand.
Yeah.
But based on, because I talk to a lot of Care by Volvo customers, and the car sticks out, yes, but also it is a different approach. And also, it's a very good value. The price tag is very, very competitive. You can always get it cheaper, probably, if you spend 2 weeks. But this is not about price. This is about convenience. It should be simple, easy, and you have the freedom to change. But at the same time, it's not we don't compete with rental companies. We have a relationship for 24 months, and if you would like to change the car after 12 months, we need to have a relationship for 36 months. So it's I would say the business equation around subscription needs to be clear out. This is not a moving metal approach, because we have delivered, and that's the reason why I show the growth, 20% without stupid things. We are the lowest on rentals in the industry. We don't do stupid things, and I'm very, very proud of that.
And We're about a year into Care by Volvo, and we're expecting, as you mentioned, people can move on to a new car in 12 months within the family, or 24 months is the program. What happens to all those cars? Because, in 12 months, in 24 months, you're going to have a lot of very well-maintained CPO XC40s hitting the fleet. What happens then?
I would say right now, when you launch a new car, especially XC40, where we are sold out, really, we will sell the car as a normal used car. Now, when we launch the S60 and also other models into Care by Volvo, right now we just have XC40. Now we launch S60. I think we're going to see a different driving or customer behavior. Care by Volvo is not just for new cars, it's also for used cars. But that is something that we will introduce later.
Interesting. So you'll be able to get a used car in a subscription-based program as well. That'll be
same approach. If you are loyal, we take care of you.
Great. So we got S60 coming soon, used at some point coming soon. Anything else coming to Care by Volvo we should know about?
I think we start with this. It's extremely important that we have the retailers on board. Some are very, 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 I would say, suspicious and see this as a Trojan horse to go around franchise laws, and that is not the case, and they know that. So now we learn. Our dealer body and our advisory board structure, they are very, very strong. So we run this car line for car line, and then we evaluate the results after 12 months. And if they don't like it, they can guide us and tell us what we can do better. I would say no is an answer, but it's not a solution. So we need to help each other. And I think that's the reason why this brand is quite successful right now.
I'd like to talk about electrification because Volvo made big news last year by announcing having plans for electrified models, versions of each of their models going forward. And we see the T8 hybrid on just about every model at this point going forward. What kind of things can we expect from Volvo on the electrification front over the next 12 or 24 months? Can you give us a high-level overview of the kind of things that we should look forward to?
I would say you saw our strategy of we have 2020 and 2025 as our stick in the ground that we should aim for around autonomous drive and safety and our pure electric approach. So all our cars are going to be, they can enjoy the solution of BEV or PHEVs because that's really what customers are asking for. Always when I talk about this, especially BEV and our electrification strategy, I always need to clarify, of course, we're going to have combustion engines too. So this is one solution of the future, but we really aim for electrification.
Choice is always good. You mentioned autonomy as well. We saw the 360C last year, the concept of a beautiful, luxurious kind of living room on wheels almost. And that was proposed to be available through subscription as well, or as a service almost. Will that be something of a next step for something like Care by Volvo, working with partners to enable a transportation as a service in addition to a more traditional lease-like subscription?
I think Håkan should talk about that, so you can give him a new award. I'm no, we know what we need to do, and that is the structure for 19 and 20.
Okay, and then what about, can you give us any updates on the Drive Me program? We've seen autonomous cars in Sweden and that kind of thing doing really great things and really pushing that forward. And now it's here. Is there any hope for a program like that in the United States, having fully autonomous Volvos here?
No, we have our partners in the US that we work with, and we have decided that we should go for level 4, and then someone else would take care of the rest.
Fair enough. And then in-trunk delivery, that's something that we're actually seeing a lot of buzz around. We're a really early adopter of that in Sweden. We're now seeing partnership with Amazon for Amazon Key. Can you walk us through what that partnership looks like and the advantages of having a partnership like that as a brand?
I would say, I'm Swedish, as you probably hear, and in Sweden, Amazon doesn't exist. So that is one learning.
Okay.
It's opportunities even for that brand. But of course, all of us, we would like to save time. And that's exactly what Care by Volvo and Volvo Cars strategy is about. We have promised our customers that we will help them to save 1 week every year, and that is a mission from us. So just to simplify the processes that you can get your things that you order online delivered to your car related to our solutions of Volvo On Call. And that simplifies for our customers, and it simplifies also for the companies that is delivering things to our customers. So I think it's the same value chain approach here. If we help them to lower their cost, then everyone will benefit, and hopefully our customers, they will appreciate it.
And it reduces stress, of course, as well. And reducing stress is one of the key factors of this kind of new generation of luxury in terms of making things easier for people. And reducing stress, you know, there have been a lot of viral videos lately of people's packages disappearing off their front porches and having it delivered to the trunk of your S60. Of course, is a better way to
I have a very small dog at home, but he's very, very loud, so I don't have that problem, but I've seen it.
That's another option as a service. Maybe we should have small, loud dogs as a service. That could be another way to affect us.
You never know.
Final question. We've talked a lot about disruption, of course, today. What kind of things are you worried about? What kind of changes do you see impacting the industry? What are the things that you're most worried about trying to keep ahead of in this dynamic industry of mobility?
I'm extremely positive. I'm not worried for so much. I've been very, very sick twice, so I'm a happy person. Business-wise, I would say working for Volvo Cars right now, I probably have the best job in the industry. It is some dark clouds, I can see that. I'm very happy that you don't ask questions about tariffs, and that is something that we have handled. We just opened our plant in Charleston a couple of months ago. So now we have a global manufacturing structure, Europe, China, and US, and that is a gift. So I don't have that problem.
That is great.
So I would say I see more opportunities than problem for our brand in US right now. The company is doing very, very, very well. What I see as one of the threats is really the whole profitability structure for our partners. That is something that I decided I should focus on, not because I think they should buy a new private plane or a new yacht or whatever. It's not about that. It's about you need to make money in this industry, because if you don't do that, you will not hire the best people. And I know that people is everything. If you have a good team, then you will solve the problems that we have in front of us. And that's the reason why it's such a high priority from our side that our retailers should make more money than they do today. And that's the only thing that concerns me, because it's tough. It's a locomotive. It's very, very high cost in this industry. If they have too much stock, that can really kill our partners now when the interest goes up. And we need to work with that, and we need to take our responsibility. So I always end my presentations to the retailers that I'm very happy because I have a very rich wife and low fixed cost. I have no problems to tell headquarters I don't want more cars. And that is the DNA of Volvo Cars. We will not do that. We try to reduce the pressure and work with loyalty instead. And that's the reason why Care by Volvo is so important, because it's a cultural change at the car manufacturer's headquarters locally in US, but also from a Gothenburg point of view. We need to calm down a little bit. The customers, they will come if we have great products and we do a great job.
You have great products and great technologies and great people as well. Anders, thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
After you.
So.